might know us from this building, as we heard that we realized this few years ago. Large university library in Helsinki. Also, this project might be familiar. It's a wooden ecumenical chapel, and that's actually the first. It's an old project, our first one 10 years back, and it's a wooden. And since then we have been working with wood for several reasons. Frankly, it started the reasons from emotional aspects and aesthetics. It's a beautiful material, good acoustic, easy to work with, and so on. But the main reasons since then is the issues what comes to the ecological, sustainability, social, cultural, and economic. But I'm not going so deeply into those issues what comes to the actual wood building in this presentation, since as I heard we are hearing about those facts later on today. But I want to just kind of point out this simple fact. I mean, you are professionals, you all know the situation we are facing globally, that we're kind of facing huge problems or challenges when it comes to the construction, and we really need to build more using wood, I mean, in big scale globally. And it's same in Finland. In much more smaller case, you would expect Finland to be kind of a showcase country to wooden construction, but it isn't that at all, actually. I mean, this is example what we've been recently made out of wood. I mean, they are constructing this now, and it's typical that I mean, here the innovation is very thin wood constructed roof, and that's all. And that's the problem in Finland at the moment, that we don't have big scale building and construction in wooden industry at all. I mean, we are spending our time mainly doing this kind of small innovations in what comes to the wooden sector. But our building stock is now 70% nationally housing, and also the new buildings we are building, it's the same percent, 70%. And so the housing is the kind of key problem and issue also in Finland as it's in globally. And from that 70% in Finland, we have 40% of single-family housing, and about the rest, like multi-store housing, urban housing. And of course, we need to decrease the single-family housing anyway and build more dense in the future. And that's what we are doing. But at the moment, what comes to the wooden constructions, this is the percent of those sectors which is built out of wood. Okay, it's good in the single-family sector and it makes sense, but in larger scale, it's actually under 1%. And now, in Finland, the kind of main players of the construction industry somehow have awakened, and they have started many companies like projects, kind of pilot projects, how to build out of wood. But it's actually starting very slowly because there ain't like products in the market. So first they have to invent the products and then start like selling them and then start building. And this project, which is called Wood City, it's a project we have been doing with Stora Enso company and this SRV construction company for several years, and now it's moving ahead, and we are starting to build it. So this is the one I'm going to briefly go through. So it's a new city block in the new housing area in Jätkäsaari, Helsinki, and our task basically was make a kind of design which is very easily easy to build, and you could see that it's a kind of industrially manufactured, but at the same time it has to have some kind of character, since it's in a very important location in the city, and also it has to kind of show that that wood multi-store housing necessarily doesn't have to be so boring as it has been in Finland so far. And well, maybe I didn't say that very nicely, but anyway, you get the point. And it's a block with 4 buildings, and they are office and hotel and then some housing. And it's the first time now in Finland when they are building like office and hotel buildings as high. So they are all 8-story high, and that's the kind of absolute maximum what you can do in Finland. Actually, as a hotel, you could do only 2-story high buildings at the moment. So we have spent quite a lot of time negotiating with administrations what comes to the fire regulations, and mainly our concentration has been here in the structural systems, and we spent like 2 years studying the constructions, and then the client decided that they are not working, and now we changed everything, and now these Stora Enso companies they are making two new kind of wooden construction like products, and we are part of that design team, and at the moment this quite big team is making these kind of design guides, and they are launching, they are launching those guides next year, and they are basically 2 different systems. So the other one is based on the CLT element. I mean, it's cross-laminated timber. You probably know it, and we use the CLT to make these spatial modules. So they are prefabricated inside in the warehouses, and they are ready. Basically, they're ready to install. I mean, there is no work almost at all on site, and we are using those in the left housing parts, and then the lower right in the hotel. And there is this concrete core which is stabilizing the whole building, and otherwise it's just these CLT modules. It's kind of very simple, but promising system. You all know that it's used quite a lot in the Europe already. I mean, in France, in Germany a lot, Sweden, Norway. But this will be a little bit different from existing products, what comes to the kind of acoustic qualities and so on. And the other system is this so-called rib element, and that's the kind of. I mean, the problem with CLT is that it needs so much wood that it becomes quite expensive, and it's not like it doesn't make sense always to use CLT. And then this rib element is much better. It's lighter and doesn't cost so much. And we use that in the office part. And then in the office, it's very simple system. So basically, there is this rib element plates and then wooden pillars. But we are not allowed to show actually the wood at the moment in Finland because of the very strict fire regulations. So first we build a building which kind of would easily be like fireproof as it is. wood burns very slowly, and it's very easy to predict how it burns. But at the moment, we had to cover almost everything with the plaster boards, which is almost insane. But that's the situation at the moment, and there is this governmental wood building program, which is strongly heading this change in the law so that we could have the same regulations which are, for example, in Germany. And also it's that the clients don't necessarily want to have so much wood around, and that's not the point. I mean, the client in the office, they really wanted to be in this building because it's wood, but at the end they don't want to show it in the interior so much because of the type of work they are doing. Then the housing. This housing is social. Helsinki city builds a lot of social housing in very good location, which is really nice. So this is really the hotspot in this area, and still it's a kind of very low-cost social housing. And here you can see the kind of main frame system what comes with the CLT models, but the CLT models actually doesn't limit at all the kind of planning of the apartments. And the quality of the apartments will be quite nice. It's actually almost better than in the private market at the moment. And there is again as much wood visible as possible. But this is an example about the fire regulations. I mean, we had to put a sprinkler in the balcony at the moment because of that. And again, it's almost insane, but otherwise we're going to use it as it is now here. And then all these spaces are connected by this lobby, which is open to everybody. It's for the residents, the hotel visitors, and the office building users. And it's kind of common space, which is kind of a showcase for wooden materials, and there is always exhibition about Stora Enso's products, and also exhibition for Finnish Wooden Building Association, showing what's going on at the moment in the wooden industry in Finland. And it's quite nice that the social housing residents and the hotel visitors, they are all sharing same restaurants and other facilities. So we will start building it quite soon, and if you're interested to follow this, you can find info from woodcity.fi or our webpage soon, aoa.fi, or the new products which they are launching, Stora Enso, in coming months from their page. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup, Vesa. Donc, nous poursuivons notre panorama. Et donc, nous allons maintenant nous redéplacer vers l'ouest.